Go ahead, guys. I call them all. We got a lot of Joshes in our room, right? So, um, I like mindless, dumb TV when I can. And so, like, I kind of related that to, like, The Office. When Michael Scott goes down, I don't know if you guys watch The Office, he goes in the warehouse, and it's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, right? And it's really, he's down in Daryl Philbin's, but it was Daryl, and then it was Philbin, and then Reed, and then Raj, and it kind of morphed. So I think the Jimmy thing just kind of morphed from, we had a lot of Joshes, and we got a Dilla, we got a Frye, we got a Simmons. So, in the room, we got the Jimmy there, but he's Josh.
You recruited him when you were at UCLA to understand, what just stood out about him then and what stands out about him now? I mean, why is he made, number one, why does he fit in so quickly? And number two, why has he made such a, I don't know if it's a quick rise or what you would call it?
Well, I mean, he's a more mature guy. That's the thing. When you get these guys from the transfer portal, they've known college football. So even with some of those younger guys that came mid-year, they're really still just first-year guys. He's been in a locker room. He's played in college football games. So I think the speed of the game for him is a little slower than an actual rookie. Coming out of high school, it's all the stuff we've talked about. You could watch every interview I've said when you ask about lineman or evaluation, like base, spin, balance, and burst. I felt out of high school he owned those, and then he continued to develop those, and the need opened up with the spot and the fit, and now he's bought into the room. He's bought into the culture. He's around the guys. He works the way you're supposed to. He's still learning, to work some of the ways that he needs to, and he's around a good room of guys that we know how to do that, and so he's bought into that, and I think that's been the easiest transition for him.
Left tackle is that
It's just all of those guys rolling. We got a lot of tackles that we've been rolling through, and finding the best fit of who's best next to each other, who's comfortable in space when we need him to be. Because you got a guy like Josh Frye that played left all spring and moved over and got a lot of reps there. So you don't know that may not be the case if we need that to be as well. So still really in the thick of it. Like I said, we've got scarlet groups, we've got gray groups. These guys are taking a ton of reps. Mike and I and Coach Philbin and Coach Day and the whole staff, like, we're evaluating and grading every snap of every guy, so that when we tee the ball up versus Indiana, we're playing our 5, 6, 7, 8 best, whatever that may be.
What have you seen the growth you've seen from Luke over the last 9 months that's put him in this position? Whether he starts or not, it looks like he's going to be in the QB. What have you seen from him over the last 9 months that's put him in this position?
He's just another freshman that's bought in and is working really hard. Got to get through camp, got to go that way, and he's just ultimately got to keep doing what he's doing and continue to grow and be a better football player.
Is he further along than maybe you thought he would be when he first showed up?
I stopped putting hopes and wishes in those buckets of guys. You just kind of coach them and see where they're at. If you timestamp it, then you might be disappointed, and then that's a bad way to look at it. So, it's about the now and the process, and that sounds really cliche, but that's how coaches you have to look at that, because you could look at a young kid hoping, God, I really think he's going to be this, and then what if he's not? Well, now have you set yourself up for, well, maybe it was too fast, maybe it was this. You just go day by day, and as you get through camp, you get through spring with those guys, you really try to figure out who's there and how far they've come along without gauging that.
Given how developmental that offensive line can be in general, physically and everything else that comes with it, realistically, what would it take for a freshman, for you to trust a freshman out on the field in a real meaningful snap?
I mean, they've got to be the 5 best and help us go win the game. Treat them like anybody else. If they're ready to do that and ready to play, then you have to feel comfortable in that. I've been involved with major college football, whether as a player, a GA, or as a coach, since 2002. And I've had day one true freshman starter up front. It's just hard. Doesn't mean it can't be done, but it's hard. But I've also had guys that have played as true freshmen. So if they're ready and they're able to help you win the game and it's in that fit, then those guys can do that. But like I went back before, like, you're not time stamping that. Say they have to be ready by now. They're ready when they're ready, and then you just coach them that way.